Good morning, Dennis Bulldogs. So we are going to just jump right into it, and I'm going to read you the announcement for today and tomorrow. So it says, have you heard of the idea of pay it forward? It's the idea that when someone does something kind to you, you then do a kind gesture for someone else. For example, someone smiles at you and tells you to have a good day. You then hold the door open for a teacher who has their hands full. The trend keeps going. Let's start a chain reaction and give away kindness today at every turn. So, in the spirit of paying it forward and that idea, I found some stories, and I'll probably read some more of these later. They're very short little stories of ways that people have paid it forward, and some of them do require, like someone you'll see in the first story had like helped pay for something for someone, but not all ways of kindness has to do with money, and a lot of the things that mean the most don't require money at all. So I'm not sure, I'll just probably read like maybe 4 or 5 because they're pretty short. If you have any comments or want to share something, I know I've given you opportunity to share ways you've done something kind, and if someone's done something kind from you, and I've got some really great stories. So if these happen to spark some ideas for you, then please feel free to message me anytime. I try to respond within the same day, but if I don't, I'll get to you the next day. So the first one's called The Man at the Market. When the supermarket clerk tallied up my groceries, I was $12 over what I had on me. I began to remove items from the bags when another shopper handed me a $20 bill. Please don't put yourself out, I told him. Let me tell you a story, he said. My mother is in the hospital with cancer, and I visit her every day and I bring her flowers. I went this morning and she got mad at me for spending my money on more flowers. She demanded that I do something else with that money. So here, please accept this. It is my mother's flowers. So pretty cool. So really the chain there started with the mother. This one is called A Family's Food Angel. While going through a divorce, my mother fretted over her new worries: no income, the same bills, and no way to afford groceries. It was around this time that she started finding boxes of food outside her door every morning. This went on for months until she was able to land a job. We never did find out who it was who left the groceries for us, but they truly saved our lives. And I think it's really cool whenever you can do something nice for someone and they don't know, like they never know who did it, or it remains a mystery for a while. Let's see. This one's called 7 Miles for Me. Leaving a store, I returned to my car only to find that I'd locked my keys and cell phone inside. A teenager riding his bike saw me kick a tire and say a few choice words. What's wrong, he asked. I explained my situation, but even if I could call my wife, I said, she can't bring me her car key since this is our only car. He handed me a cell phone. Call your wife and tell her I'm coming to get your key. That's a 7-mile round trip. Don't worry about it. An hour later, he returned with the key. I offered him some money, but he refused. Let's just say I needed the exercise, he said. Then, like a cowboy in the movies, he rode off into the sunset. And I think that's a really good illustration of it doesn't matter how old you are either. You're just using what you have. And so he had a bike, but he was willing to ride that far to help a stranger. Let's read 2 more. All right, my granddaughter's dress. I saw a dress in the consignment shop that I knew my granddaughter would love. But money was tight, so I asked the store owner if she could hold it for me. May I buy this dress for you? Asked another customer. Thank you, but I can't accept such a generous gift, I said. Then she told me why it was so important for her to help me. She'd been homeless for 3 years, she said, and had it not been for the kindness of strangers, she would have not been able to survive. I'm no longer homeless and my situation has improved, she said. I promised myself that I would repay the kindness so many had shown me. For some reason, when I read out loud, it makes me yawn. It's crazy. Anyway, I promised myself that I would repay the kindness so many had shown me. She paid for the dress, and the only payment she would accept in return was a heartfelt hug. like I said, we're going to do one more. All right, we'll do this one. It's called I Can Still Help. As I walked through the parking lot, all I could think about was the dire diagnosis I had handed my patient Jimmy, pancreatic cancer. Just then I noticed an elderly gentleman handing tools to someone working under his stalled car. That someone was Jimmy. "Jimmy, what are you doing?" I yelled out. Jimmy dusted off his pants. "My cancer didn't tell me to stop helping others, Doc," he said before waving an old man to start the car. The engine roared to life. The old man thanked Jimmy and drove off. Then Jimmy got into his car and took off as well. Take-home message: kindness has no limits or restrictions. So I hope that you found that those stories were heartwarming and maybe inspired you to do something nice for someone. Like I said, a lot of times it's just an act of service. It doesn't have to be money. It's just sometimes that's the way it works out. And even the person who helped out at the grocery, it was $12 and, well, $20 actually, given a $20 bill. And that made a huge difference for him. So I hope that that was inspiring to you. And tomorrow, Thursday, I will share a video like I've been doing. I really liked the What Would You Do videos. There's so many, and I don't know if you guys will get tired of them, but I'll probably share a couple more because I just think they're a really interesting way to kind of think about, like, what would you do if you were put in that situation, and they're just really heartwarming, and they usually bring tears to my eyes because of how kind strangers are to each other. So I think it's important to remember that the world is a good place and people are still kind, and I see that every day working here at Dennis, especially with my students, and so that really inspires me every day to want to share that with, the world, and after I leave here from school. So anyways, I will be back with my actual video with me on Friday. So I hope that you have a great week until then, and I will see you later.